Okay, my name is Alyssa Arnett, and I'll be showing you how to ice a cake. So what you're going to need is a cake, something to rotate the cake on, be anything. But as you can see, I have a rotating table just for this case. You're going to need icing. Doesn't matter what color icing. As you can see, I have two different icings. Two cookie icings, red and green, and then just decorating icing, red and green. You'll need a spatula to be able to spread the icing. And also for the main icing that you're going to be putting your decoration on, you're going to need, of course, icing. For this video, I'm going to be using cream cheese icing. As you can see, I have two because you're probably going to need two depending on how big your cake is. And I'll just get right into it. Okay, this is the bottom layer, and I'm going to try icing it. As you can see, it's been cut on the top just to make it even. One thing we want to do is this. Oops, sorry. And so I will be continuing this onto all two pieces of the cake. So I'll be right back. Well, as you can see, I finished one tub of icing. And this is what I have, this is what I have so far. As you can tell, the sides are not fully complete. So I'm going to use this second tub of icing just to finish it off. Hopefully, I have enough. Okay, this is what I have so far. As you can tell, it isn't perfect. But the one thing you want to make sure, though, when you're icing a cake, sorry for it shaking, I'm actually holding it. But the one thing you want to make sure, though, is that it's all even and smooth. Of course, it's going to be difficult with me with one hand. So I'll be right back, going to try and smooth it out some more. Okay, even though it looks like it's not that smooth, I got it as smooth as I can. As you can tell, I'm not a pro at this. But it's alright. As you can see, it's going to be messy to try and get the sides. So try and clean up as much as you can. But this is as smooth as I can without ruining it, I guess I'd have to say. But yeah, now it's time to decorate. For my decoration, I'm thinking of putting like some flowers on top. Probably having a big one in the middle, having like some vines coming off the corners of the flower, and then having the vines wrap around the cake. That's what I'm going to try and do. I don't know how well that's going to be, but hey, it should be alright though, as long as you try. Oh yeah, one more thing. This one, I've used all of it. Let me see if I can get it open for you guys. See, it's pretty much empty. I try to get as much as I can out of it with the spatula. But if you were to ice cake, I would suggest using a spatula that is like this instead of a straight one. Because with the round cake, it would be easier to get the sides than, I guess, with the flat one. I'm not really sure. But you could use a flat one of these for, like, probably with the square cake. Or probably also with a round cake, too. I'm not a professional. Oh, and one more thing. If you were to go and ice your cake after you cook it, I would actually wait like probably the next day or whenever it cools down. Because if you try putting icing on a hot cake, it's just going to melt right off. And you don't really want to do that, because then if you already started work on your design with your icing on it, then it'll probably ruin your design. Just a note to you. Okay, for the icing part, The one thing I just realized when I open this, of course it's going to be difficult opening this now with one hand, is that when you take out the cap, you're actually going to have to cut it to be able to open it. So I'll show you after I get it open. Okay, for this one, the lid is right here, and it just fell. Once again, the icings, the cake, cookie icing, I don't know why I almost said cookie, no, cake. But as you can see, it's not open. So you're going to have to cut it like to this line. I know my camera is not the best because I'm using an iPod actually. But I have to do what I have to do. So as you can see, I have scissors. So I'm going to cut this and I'll be right back. Hopefully with these ones, I will not need to cut them. Both this and this, I'm going to have to cut it. Be right back. Okay, I just read the instructions on the back of this. It says, remove cap, knee package for 1 minute. Snip the tip just above the second ring. Which I'm guessing the second ring is this ring, because there's a first ring right here. I'm actually not going to snip it right here, because it just seems like it would just end up with a big hole. So I'm actually going to snip it here, because I don't need really thick lines of icing to outline what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to actually snip it here, or probably up to here, depending. So yeah, I'm going to probably snip it here, not to the second ring. I'm guessing that's optional, but it says to cut the second, snip the tip just above the second ring. I'm not actually going to do that. And let's see how that turns out. Okay, so I just cut it. As you can see, that looks like a good size hole for me. I didn't cut out the second ring. I actually cut out the first one, so this one should be good to go. And I'm going to start with the others, check on them. Because this one, I'm not sure if I'm going to need to cut them. So I'm going to check them out, plus cut this one because I haven't done that yet. So I'll be right back. Plus the scissors, don't use those kinds because they won't really cut it. So instead I had used a knife on a cutting board because I don't want to damage this. And so I'll be right back. Now I think about it, I actually think they wanted you to cut it at the line that I said I was going to cut those two at. Because the big ring that I pointed at the other, that I pointed at before, I think that's what's supposed to hold the cap. So I wouldn't recommend cutting it at the big ring on these, because then you probably won't be able to put the cap back on and it won't seal it. I have to record this. Because with this has like two different, oops. These ones are open. It's just that you need to twist this off. They have two different types of tips. I'm going to show you the red ones too. So you can see, they can do this design or this design. Like straight lines or little flower things. They have two caps. As you can see on this one is the flower one. But the thing is that the circle one is still in a cap. I don't know how I'm going to get that out. Because I tried screwing it back on to see if that would help me. And no, it didn't. So I'm going to have to try and figure out how to get it out. Okay, my dilemma is fixed. All I had to do was tighten the cap on really tight. Then slowly unscrew it so then this doesn't unscrew itself. But as you can see, it's circle, so you can make like little dots or something. Oops, it's not really stable like the green one. But the one thing you could do, if it would let me, is, hold on, I have to use both hands for this, is that you can take it off. As you can see, it's that one. And then you can have the star design. But right now I'm not going to be using these two. I'm going to be using those two to make my outlines which I will actually have to get someone in my family to hold the camera. Because I will need 2 hands, one to rotate and one to hold the pouch of icing. So then I can decorate it. So I'll be right back. I'll probably get my mom help whenever she wakes up. So, see ya. Okay, this is what I have so far. Okay, so I'm going to be using this. The star tip. And I'm going to start on this. Okay, it's liquid. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna fill this, hopefully good. Okay, this is what I've done so far. I know it's not perfect, but at least you could tell the difference. Because like the outline is darker than the middle, hopefully. But I had to do it this way because the icing that I was using didn't really want to work to make the little star dots that I wanted. But you gotta deal with the stuff you have. Well, I will soon start on the vines. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is from these flowers, these 4 petals, I'm gonna draw a vine coming off of them and then wrapping around the whole flower. Let's see how well I can do this with one hand. Probably not that well. Okay, sorry if it's shaking. I'm actually switching hands now. Oops, sorry. Okay, now I'm gonna finish it off, and I'll be right back. Okay, I know the sides are not good, but what I'm gonna do now is add this and hoping that it'll be lighter than this, so then it could be like leaves and whatnot. But one thing I learned from this red one, that's just like this one, is that I probably should have like done this, kneaded. But then again, I didn't know I was supposed to do that because it doesn't say anywhere on here. I know it's upside down. On here about kneading it, unlike these ones that tell you to. So yeah, let's see how well I can do this. I'm actually going to start from here. Hold on, focus. Yeah, that's definitely lighter. That would be, I guess, leaves. I'll turn them into leaves somehow. So I'll be right back again. Okay, I am done with the leaves. I know it isn't that great, but hey, the light green is the leaves, the dark green is the vines. Now, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna add some red dots to this to be like buds. So yeah. I'm gonna start by putting one here. Let me see if I can actually do it. There. Probably put one here. And I'll do that whole round with this. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm done. This is what the top looks like. The flowers, the vines. And then the sides. Hold on, oops, sorry.